Yeah, so the question is, you know, if you're not a visionary, you know, how can you kind of know that you're using space well, or repurposing space maybe from one room to another, things like that. So I would say that's part of the magic of chief architect. You know, that's really, again, you know, using the tour guide analogy, that's really our job. We have just a lot of experience, and we've been doing this for years and years and years. So a lot of times we do see things like that. And that's kind of the fun part of our job, is to come to your home and say, hey, did you think about this or that? And you say, oh my gosh, I never thought of that. And it just makes us feel smart and worthwhile. So that's always a great start to the day.
Those moments are pretty few and far between.
Yeah, for sure. But again, going back to what we talked about before, with, you know, looking at a design, most people say the exact same thing that you say, which is, you know, I really am hesitant. I don't have this mapped out in my head. I don't know what it's going to look like, or I don't know what it's going to look like if we repurpose something or borrow a room from another room, or whatever that scenario is. And that's really the magic of having the design done, because it makes so much sense when you have a 3D rendering of what that's going to look like.
The other thing you always want to describe to the contractor that's going to be doing the job, what is the primary use of the space? Because that dramatically affects how it's finished. Just even little things, you know, it's like, okay, if this is, like my brother said, if we're fixing our place up to sell it, where a lot of people say, I'm going out of this house, the only way I'm going out of this house is feet first. So then my next move is to the cemetery, you know, and if that's the case, then we're gonna design it differently. If you're gonna stay there the rest of your life, we want to design it with aging in place. So I say if we're doing your bathroom or something like that, I want a no entry shower, so you can just, if someone ends up being in a wheelchair or whatever, you just roll right on in there. I want to do a comfort high toilet, so you don't have to pay for one of those seats that's like 7 feet tall. It's already there. You know what I mean? Little things like that. Or if we're putting in an addition for you as we're aging in place, we might put the outlets up a little bit higher, so you don't have to bend all the way down here to plug something in. So we try to always incorporate that into what we're doing. So just remember, whenever you're doing something as simple as it may seem, just keep that in mind.
Yeah. And really what you're doing right now is the thing. The best thing you can do is get information, because information spawns questions, and the more questions you ask, the more at ease you're going to feel about the entire situation. So, you know, feeling very good about asking those questions, and asking a lot of questions. A lot of times questions lead to more questions, so there's no better way to do it than exactly what you're doing.
And the excellent thing that you have is you have a diligent note taker. You're like your own personal stenographer right here. Yeah, that's all. Okay, there you go. So you're snapped in. That's great. Absolutely. Oh, I believe that. That's awesome.